Magnetic field sensing will be a so small value of magnitude of magnetic field for it. So it will be difficult for you to sense. The quantities of effective antenna length comes into picture. So when you make for MIMC applications, the antennas for MIMC applications, you require sensors. In that sensing of electric field and magnetic field, you require some additional information, that what is the effective antenna length, which is the open circuit voltage by the electric field strength. So if you know the effective antenna length, which is provided with those antenna systems which are designed to be sensors, so you can find electric field by knowing what is VOC and dividing it by effective antenna length, you can know what is the electric field strength. So that electric field strength can be obtained once you know the open circuit voltage. Similarly, another important term associated with this is antenna factor. It is the ratio of the electric field strength or the magnetic field strength in the direction of antenna's polarization to the received voltage. So antenna factor is generally specified. Now you can know what is the received voltage, you can find out. So these two terms you can again put them in the log scale and you can come up with these values. The thing is that in log scale it will be dB microvolt, and obviously the information can give you what is the electric field strength in dB microvolt per meter. So these are typically two important information which is required when you make antennas as sensors, sensing electric field and magnetic field. In many applications you require. So we come to the third and finally the last point of, and we can also have some associated quantities along with this information on Q. That is determining quality factor of this resonator. It is basically a resonator, so what will be the quality factor? The quality factor, as you all know, that it is energy stored per cycle by energy lost per cycle. Now how can you put it in this way? There are different manifestations of this fundamental information of unloaded, where the resonator is not connected to any external circuits. Standalone resonator, you're just taking a square patch, you take a small lambda by 2 or a lambda by 4 or a lambda by 6, any shape resonator, arbitrary shape resonator, find out what is the equivalent circuit, and from there you can find what is the Q. That will be an unloaded Q. You can either have a circuit Q point, or you can find it from the electric field and magnetic field. You can sense the electric field, how much is the energy stored in the electric field in the vicinity of that resonator, you can do so. When it is put to the external circuit, obviously when it is connected to some IO ports, then the external quality factor comes into play. So there are some internal losses and the external circuits, both are concerned. So it's the total loaded Q. So the loaded Q is generally 1 by QE. The relationship is 1 by QL is 1 by QE plus 1 by QL. So you can take up these terms. Age-old definition, you generally can measure the quality factor if you know the resonant frequency and the 3 dB bandwidth. Fine. But I'd like to mention here one small particular aspect, and again bring back to the first slide where Jack Rams's paper tells with spectral expansion comes new techniques in antenna design. In fact, this is true for any circuitry. The resonators which were typically used in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, they were mainly for certain radar applications, certain wireless systems, where a unique frequency was important to them. But the oscillation frequency for a magnetron oscillator was predefined, that it is at a given frequency with a very narrow bandwidth. Compare it to the present design. 900 megahertz, 1800, 2100, 2400, so closely spaced. There are a lot of frequencies which are very, very closely spaced, each having different passband bandwidth. Now, what's the importance of this information? When there are a lot of frequency components which are closely spaced, and you require that resonator to be resonating at different frequency components which are closely spaced, not harmonics. The fundamental definition of Q, resonant frequency by delta F, F0 by delta F, fails, because this is true only when the fundamental frequency is, there is no other frequency which disturbs the fundamental frequency. That is, the next frequency is minimum 2F0. Not somewhere that 1.8 gigahertz and near about that again 1.9 will be there, again 2100 will be there, then is 2.1 will be there. Not like that. Minimum 1.8, the next harmonic is 3.6, 1.8 into 2. But what we deal about in the spectral expansion, in particular case, in present domain, in the recent trend so far, your workshop goes by, we deal with multiple modes, not harmonics. Maybe in this there are certain harmonics, but there are multiple modes. So when there are different modes which are in the close spacing between them, the age-old way of finding the quality factor fails. So therefore you have to devise different techniques of finding what is the quality factor. Though the information content is same, that is average EM energy stored by the loss, power loss. You can also go from the equivalent circuit point of view, find what is the reactive part and the real part. You can find what is the antenna input impedance and input reactance. You can find the quality factor. But traditionally, you cannot go with finding only the F0 by delta F. That technique is not precise when you go for multi-mode resonators and applying them in the antenna domains and applications, whether it is antenna applications or any other circuit applications, couplers, filters, or reconfigurable systems, everywhere you cannot do so. The information quality factor, the measurement of quality factor is very important so far as predicting the bandwidth. You have gone through this particular relation when you have studied microstrip antenna, VSWR minus 1, Q into VSWR, root of VSWR. This information of Q, where to get it? The precise bandwidth prediction will depend that a given frequency, suppose the frequency is 1.8 gigahertz, you have a designed antenna system, a complex resonator system, which is 1.8, 2.1 and 3 and 2.4. So you have to find the exact value of Q, which is the external Q, which is present for this particular resonant frequency, that is for this particular 1.8 gigahertz, use it and then find what is the VSWR from the VSWR versus frequency plot, and then you can predict what is the bandwidth of that and see whether it actually goes by that system. If you tell that at that case only you will find F0 by delta F, it will not be a precise way of finding it out. So you have to take up quality factor determining methods where you can use it to get into the value of the fractional bandwidth, so to say.